Today I'm going to check out some recent prog metal releases and rank them in order of preference. I saw this Reddit post that really interested me. A Beep Boop Computer posted, "Today is absolutely stacked for metal and rock fans. We got Leprous, Bent Knee, Ancients, Meer, Nails, and Wintersun. Also a single by Shadow of Intent. Is there anything else I'm missing?" And you know what? I realized I've never featured any of these bands on the channel before. So today I'm going to review 7 songs, which is basically all of the promo singles from each of these releases. And there is a competitive aspect today as I'll be ranking all of the songs in relation to each other. And the winner will get a lyrical analysis. The songs are Leprous, Like a Sunken Ship, Bent Knee, Never Coming Home, Cloak of the Vast and Black by Ancients, Meer, Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, Lacking the Ability to Process Empathy by Nails, One with the Shadows by Wintersun, and Flying the Black Flag by Shadow of Intent. If you'd like to watch me actually react to the songs, see a link in the description to the extended reaction on Patreon. Okay, let's start with the first song, Like a Sunken Ship by Leprous. So I'll tell you that right off the bat, this one is going to be hard to beat. Really great track. I think it goes without saying that the vocal performance on this one is really amazing. Admittedly, I haven't listened to a whole lot of them before, but I have checked them out before, and his voice didn't stand out to me on their previous work as much as it's standing out on this song. He really has a commanding presence on this track. Obviously, a singer that has found his distinct style that he's very comfortable with. The production is really solid. I actually think that there's quite a good dynamic range on this recording because I had the volume turned right up during the more quiet sections, and then when the full band kicked in, kind of blew my ears out, which is a good thing. Just really cool chord progressions, creepy atmosphere, very unsettling, but very dirty, nasty, heavy stuff. And it's cool because it's not a very fast song, but it is somewhat brutal in its own melodic way. That high note at the very end from the lead vocalist, that was insane. So this song truly progressed. I can't really fault it. It's also pretty catchy. There's some really interesting percussive details. Not sure what that was. Kind of sounded like some sort of metallic instrument. I don't know, I'm not sure. But during the verses, I got little tastes of it, and also at the very end. Good riffage. Again, big fan of the chord progression. I like the dissonance and the tension of it. Firing on all cylinders for me personally. And this is from their new album, Melodies of Atonement. So what we're going to do is put Leprous in first place. And we're going to see if the next song can bump them down to second, or if Leprous will maintain first place. Next song is Never Coming Home by Bent Knee, and this is from their new album 20 Pills Without Water. Okay, this one is challenging for me, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely outside of what I would normally listen to. Certainly very progressive, very experimental, but very musically pleasing at the same time. The atmosphere in this song is absolutely stunning. The string arrangement blows my mind. Beautifully crafted soundscape, very tasteful production, lovely little riffs and melodies to be found in this song. The vocal melodies are also pretty catchy. The vocalist's voice is beautiful. I feel like I only really got one dimension of her voice on this song, which is a sort of laid-back, casual, I suppose, indie rock style of singing. I'm wondering if she always sings in this style or if she has other colors to her voice. The first half of the song is quite catchy and upbeat. Initially, when it started out, I thought it kicked in a little bit too fast and there was like too much going on. But as the song progressed, I see that that is an interesting contrast to the end of the track when everything slows down quite a bit and it enters a totally different movement while still sort of maintaining the spirit of the first half of the track. So for me personally, I would love for this song to have been longer because that progression is so interesting to me, and I'd love if maybe the first half, the groovier section, could be extended a little bit, then naturally be followed by this slow part. But I feel like this song, in my mind, would be awesome in a longer song, like a sort of 8 to 10 minute epic, because I just don't know what the purpose is of leading us in with that funkier story and then sort of petering out slowly towards the 4-minute mark. As beautiful as that final section was, it leaves me feeling a bit unsatisfied, which is strange because there is a resolution on the final chord, which also I thought was a curious choice because I thought it would have been nicer unresolved. There's some decisions here that I'm not understanding and maybe I just don't fully get it. Like I said, this style is kind of outside of my comfort zone a bit, but I do recognize that it's a stunningly performed and produced and written piece. For me personally, I'd still have to push the Leprous track in first place, but this is a really close call and it really could go either way. I'm really sort of basing it on my own taste, and the standard in this battle so far is obviously really high. The next song is Cloak of the Vast and Black by Ancients from their new album Beyond the Reach of the Sun. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so this one is really strong too. Some really sick riffs in here, very groovy moments, great production also, strong vocal performances, just a really fun movement through the song. Really interesting thrash and death metal and black metal influences, so I guess I would describe this sound as like melodic prog death metal. Yeah, it is a more traditional style of metal and songwriting, obviously, than the previous two songs. It is really well executed. However, I struggled to connect the first part of the song and the second part of the song. It's interesting. It's similar to the Bent Knee song, where it begins a little bit more up-tempo and then ends a little slower. I feel like in the Bent Knee song, you could see how there was a gradual and smooth transition to that slower section, whereas in this song, the switch up to the slower tempo kind of came out of nowhere, and it kind of interrupted the flow of the song to me, and it sort of makes the song have an identity crisis. Part of it could be that it fits and makes more sense in the larger picture of the album, but I guess just going by this song as a standalone track, I don't know how those two ideas fit together in a way that makes sense, as strong as the performances are and as good as everything sounds. One other thing I will say is that I think the vocal melodies could have had more interest. Maybe a more striking melody, a more dynamic melody. They weren't particularly catchy, even though I love the singer's voice and his tone and the emotion he puts into it. I'm talking more about the writing of the vocal parts. So all that considered, this song is going in third place, even though I'm really actually quite fond of this song too. I really loved some of the riffage. It really had me banging my head. The next track is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Meer. This is from their new album, Wheels Within Wheels. Okay, so this song is quite a strong contender. Like a lot of prog bands, the absolute talent and musicianship on display here is jaw-dropping. Not only in the playing, but the arrangement, the performance, the dynamics. Masterful stuff. The lead vocalist is obviously gifted, highly skilled, highly trained. He's giving me lots of different angles to his voice, sort of the kind of thing that I was missing from the Bent Knee track, for example. The softer head voice, you have a bit of belting and stuff. I love that variety personally. I thought the phrasing was really cute at times and impressive. And when I say cute, I mean it kind of touching. Like I caught wind of some of the lyrics and the way they fit with the melody, and I quite enjoyed it. Obviously, the string arrangement is really lovely and beautiful. There's a lot going on in this song. Lots of interesting chord progressions and modulations. Playful, but also, sincere. What I'm wondering about this track, and it kind of struck me more towards the middle end, is there's something about the atmosphere and overall style that strikes me as a little bit saccharine. It's a very hard balance to strike between something sounding epic and something sounding a little bit overblown. Now, that is a little bit hypocritical of me because I'm the composer for a symphonic metal project, so obviously I'm into the bombast and the theatricality and stuff being over the top. I just don't know if this particular song needed to get as big as it did. I enjoyed the guitar solo a lot. I really liked it. But I sort of pictured this song progressing in a more subtle fashion. And I don't know why that is. It's just kind of the way I hear it. Like, I wasn't crazy about the drums coming in, and actually the drum production sounded a bit flat to me. I think the strings were dynamic enough without a steady drum groove. Drum groove. coming in. And even though I really liked the guitar solo, and actually the tone of the guitar was really interesting and cool, I just felt like the song didn't need it. That's just me personally. And if the song did need it, I was kind of looking for a more delicate finish to bring things down, but it kind of just ended on a chord, and that was it, which struck me as surprisingly lacking in imagination compared to the richness of the rest of the song. Mixed feelings on this one, but mostly positive. So I think I'm gonna put this song in third place. I think that works pretty well. Again, I gotta stress, every single one of these songs is really impressive. I'm so pleased that this battle is just turning out to be really enjoyable so far. Nothing has bored me at all yet. The next song is Lacking the Ability to Process Empathy by a band called Nails, and I'm intrigued by this one because it's only 2 minutes long. This is from their new album, Every Bridge Burning. Let's go. So obviously, this song knows what it wants to achieve, and it hits you like a sledgehammer. It's very direct, and that is something that I think is very strong about it. The production embraces the song's style too. Very nasty style of production. I don't know how to describe it really, as I'm not a mixing engineer, but there's a certain edge to the sounds. Yeah, like a certain dirtiness to the sounds that is really appealing with the riffage and the drums, and I totally see the vision. Pretty cool breakdowns in this song. The vocals are, well done for death metal growls. It's interesting to me that this song could be considered prog, but I know the definition of prog is very broad. So it's possible this band has proggier stuff. I wouldn't consider this prog. This is quite straightforward stuff to me. It's probably the least experimental out of all the tracks to my ears. It's very tried and true stuff. We all love heavy drums, heavy bass, heavy guitars. We all love breakdowns. We all love screaming as metal fans. I just don't know if this song offers more than that. And I get that that's the point, but I guess if I'm ranking this track in relation to some of these songs here that are all so multidimensional and colorful and more sincere than this style of music. This style of music to me is fun, but it's a bit more meme-worthy, I guess, than the serious attempts, I suppose, at innovation and musicianship in some of the other songs. So what this song does well, it does really well. I just can't really in good conscience put it above any of these tracks. I considered for a second putting it above the Anciients song because it is a complete package. It's cohesive, it knows what it wants, it executes it pretty well. But I don't think that's enough, especially because I actually think I've heard better breakdowns than this. I've heard better riffs. So if they're going for this style, I don't know, I think you could push it a little bit more. I wasn't really getting a whole lot of groove in this one. So decent, not on the same level as the other tracks here, but certainly fun for what it is. Next track is One with the Shadows by Wintersun. This is from the infamous Time 2 album, which I'm very curious about. I haven't heard anything from this album. This song was not actually a single to my knowledge, but I chose this because it is the song with the most reasonable song length for this battle. So I have an idea of what to expect here, but let's see. I actually quite enjoyed that. I don't know why I said actually there. Maybe it's because of the controversy surrounding this album. They have a really great ability to just generate this trance-like feeling of melancholy in their songs and develop it really nicely. Again, we're going a totally different direction musically from the other songs. It's got a little bit of a more, I suppose, doomy black metal, melodic death metal vibe, I guess. It is repetitive, but I like how there's small shifts in the melodies and the progressions to keep it interesting. The solos were awesome. I absolutely loved the solos. Some of the more melodic riffs towards the end were a really nice touch. I do like some of the more orchestral elements. There was a nice atmosphere there. And again, it's cohesive. It feels like one piece and all the parts belong together and fit together. My only thing about this song really is the production was a bit off. Everything was kind of turned up loudly. Like I felt like the orchestral parts could have been more subtle. but everything felt quite loud, and I wasn't crazy about how the vocals were treated. They sounded a bit dry, when maybe if they were pushed back a little bit more, added some reverb, it would have fit the overall ghostly sound of the song. But I still consider this to be a really strong showing for this album, and I'm definitely interested in checking out more. Now, where would I rank it? This might be a bit controversial, but I'm wanting to put it in third place. Actually, now that I've started thinking about it, I don't think I can justify that. We'll put it in fourth place. I feel better about that. Yeah. I was tempted to put it above Meer because, I don't know, it just had a certain solidness to it that I liked. Whereas the Meer song, there's certain aspects of it that I could go either way on, but, you know, the Meer song had too many beautiful moments, elegant elements to the music to put the Wintersun song before it. So Meer is holding strong in third place. We have one last song here, which is the Shadow of Intent song, Flying the Black Flag. This is a new single, not from any existing album to my knowledge. Not familiar with this group. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, I don't know guys, this one is pretty good. This is definitely the most exciting song of the battle. I'm really trying to wrap my thoughts around this one. It's brutal, it's heavy, it's groovy, it's also melodic in parts. It's a little much at times. Of course, not that I have anything against brutality or heaviness. My main issue with the song is the vocal production. The growls are too loud. They kind of drown out a lot of the good stuff that's going on, and they're the least interesting part of the song, but some of the riffs in here are very tasty. I love how there's a contrast between the brutality and some of the more melodic sounds, even incorporating a piano arpeggio there at one point. I would love this group to incorporate clean vocals somehow. That would be the icing on the cake for me. So basically, I'm actually very fond of this sound. I think their approach to riffing and ferocious songwriting is very exciting and interesting. I really enjoyed the song overall, and I will be checking out more of them. This one is going up higher on the list. I guess one comment I'd make is that as far as the down-tuned, dissonant riffing goes, there's only so far that you can push that sound. So that's where this song kind of loses some points for me, because those parts wouldn't be the most interesting. But what is interesting to me is that they do pull it back to incorporate really clean riffs in the higher end of the guitar, the more mid to high end notes. So cool. Really enjoy those. So yeah, it is a bit of a mixed bag, but more on the positive side of the bag. These guys sound like they're having fun. I bet their live shows go super hard, and they have a good sense of when to pull it back and when to step on the pedal. I'm gonna go ahead and put this song in third place ahead of the Meer track. But it's a really tough call to make, and I've done this format on the channel a few times before, and this is probably the ranking that I'm least confident about ever. And I'm looking at it and I'm trying to decide if there are any of these songs that I would move around. So what is standing out to me, and I do actually have to change my mind on this one last time, is putting Wintersun in fourth place, because I really do value some element of memorability in a song. So while the Meer track was a beautiful showcase of musicianship, like I said, I just don't know if the song itself, the tune, is that memorable. Obviously, that's something that could be rectified on multiple listens, but when I think about the impact that each song had on me and how likely I am to check them out again, the Wintersun song hit me a little bit harder as one cohesive piece. But it's a very tight call to make. But I have to stay true to my heart to some extent here, and I feel a bit more comfortable with this list as is. So yeah, Leprous, congrats to the winner. They stuck it out through the entire battle. Nothing could beat them. It's a banger of a song. Bent Knee, not something I would normally listen to, but I couldn't find a song in this list better than this track, because this track is really beautifully done. The performances, the production, so tasteful, so psychedelic, sweeps you away to a different world. Shadow of Intent, Flying the Black Flag, a crazy banger of a song with some insane riffs. The vocals were kind of whatever, but I really appreciated the balance of the brutality with the melody in this song. Wintersun, One with the Shadows. You know, kind of typical Wintersun, tried and true stuff for them, but what they do is so good. A very solid piece, and one that I'm sure fans will enjoy. Meer, Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. Listen, just stunning vocal performance, incredible orchestration, and musicianship all around. I was in awe, really. I just don't know at this moment if the song itself is one I'll want to go back to a lot. And I was feeling that the progression towards the end might have been a little much, but still really, really good stuff. Ancients, Cloak of the Vast and Black. Great riffs, fun song, good production too. I just felt that the disconnect between the first half and the second half was too stark. It didn't really feel like a song in itself. And Nails, lacking the ability to process empathy. A good track that succeeds at what it aims to do, but not much to say beyond that. Not a bad song by any means, just very stiff competition today. So yeah, that about concludes the battle portion. If you'd like to stick around, we're going to do a lyrical analysis of Like a Sunken Ship by Leprous. I believe when I'm stuck, I deceive when I'm out of luck. Try to focus to forget, reliving dreams over and over. Put to sleep like a sunken ship, buried deep, unequipped. I don't complain, carry on, I won't explain, over and over. I chose to leave, but I'm back. Can't achieve what I lack. Chose to stop, sad to say, giving up over and over. Time will bend you for eternity. What I once knew is calling. Tried to fly, but I'm falling. Once again, taken. How can I be mistaken once again? Once again taken, and I will say this again. So I've been moving down the line, don't know how, I need to find what's mine. These lyrics are incredibly vague. There are certain lines that stand out, like, I don't complain, carry on, and I chose to leave, but I'm back. Chose to stop, sad to say. Tried to fly, but I'm falling. There's a theme, I guess, of making a decision and going that route, but I guess chickening out and falling back on what's comfortable. Not having the resolve, I guess, to move forward and always stumbling. Could be due to like depression or something outside of this person's control. It could be, work. I was wondering really if these are about the band itself or maybe the music industry. I don't complain, carry on. Like he's trying to enjoy the process of the life he's created, but he feels put to sleep, like he's on autopilot. He can't truly enjoy it. He's giving up over and over. What I once knew is calling. He's missing something from the past. Yeah, it's very hard to say what these lyrics are about. It's possible and even likely that it's about something very specific and personal to whoever wrote these lyrics that I probably won't decode today successfully, but it's definitely food for thought, food for a mystery. If you have an idea of what these lyrics are getting at, do let me know. They're quite interesting. So yeah, that's about it from me for today. Thank you for watching. If you'd like me to check out more of any of these bands, let me know. I might even be open to reviewing one of these albums. It really depends on whoever is loudest in the comment section. If you want to see the full reaction, where I listen to the songs, again, the link is in the description to my Patreon. My name is Ohakade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada. There's also a link in the description if you'd like to check us out. Other than that, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.